All right, so for today, we want to do the updates on the version 1.2.1198. This is the Flexpipe Creator extension available. The first update is the improvement on the features for the surface generator. And then the second one is the new feature for Layoutomate, where we can now export a model into layout for presentation and assembly drawings. And then we can go ahead and add the bill of materials, drag and drop, very simple, straightforward. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, okay? So these are the new tools. This is the new icon here for the surfaces. And then this is the new icon for export to layout. So those are going to be the ones there that you're going to have on the new update. So everything begins with the preference tool icon. This is where we're going to go ahead and make the selection of the surfaces. So in this case here, we're looking for the options here. In this case here, we can go ahead and maybe look for the white HDPE 1/2 inch. As the selection. So again, that's the tool icon here that we can see there for the 1/2 inch. And then for the layout there, we're gonna have the tool icon over here. We can see there, export to layout. So those are the two new icons that we have in order to recognize, okay? So from there, we're gonna go ahead and everything begins with a pencil or a rectangle, right? We're gonna go ahead and make our drawing, our wireframe. So let's go ahead and give it a shape. Here we're going to use the rectangle tool. We're going to go ahead and create that shape. Now we see the face appear. We want to go ahead and make that selection there. Select in order to push pull these faces. We're going to be able to keep or erase, so we can go ahead and select the ones that we were gonna get rid of. In this case here, we'll get rid of all the ones we don't need and keep that top one. And we'll also modify our wireframe a little bit here to make a workstation as an example. So that surface there, we can generate this there and see that we have created a workstation with the surface there, 1/2 inch, as that was the selection that we made. Toggle alternatives, very important tool. We open it up to make selections, so we can select that surface. And then we can go ahead and click on the different options. We see this is one of the new improvements, the AI corner already automatically embedded with the surface. So this is a nice way to go ahead and speed up time, or we can do the different cuts of the surfaces depending on what your options and what you're trying to do. So very straightforward here. Most of the time, a surface top like this is pretty common. So from here, we can go ahead and modify this a little bit more. Again, we hide everything in order to see that wireframe. From there, we can make a selection, make a copy, move it down. From there, again, we can generate the structure once again. We see the new surface appear as well. From there, we can select it. Toggle alternative is the tool icon in order to switch the options through. And then we'll go ahead and switch it to the embedded there with the AI corner. So from there, again, we can hide in order to see that wireframe and then maybe make a new type of selection there. We can go ahead and look for perhaps the pegboard, the 1/4 inch pegboard that we're going to use as a backsplash, if you will. Let's go ahead and use that pencil there in order to create a shape so that we can go ahead and have that surface be created, or rather that face appear, and then from there we'll have that be generated into the surface. So here I'm just going to break away the line in order to create two separate parts. And this way we'll have that surface. Once it's generated, we'll be able to embed it into that section there. So it's going to be a nice finish for that structure there. So let's go ahead and generate this now. And then from here we can see that the surface now is just a matter of making a selection there so that we can go ahead and use the toggle alternative to be able to go ahead and embed it. So that's the option there, okay? And then lastly, the last improvement that we've done on the surfaces is that we can now also add a different type of connector in order to join surfaces. So we can go ahead, get rid of the AI corners if we wanted to. And like everything else in the structure, we can select the pipe with the toggle alternative and then look for the option available. This is the new connector here. We can go ahead and keep some, keep the ones that we want, and then get rid of the ones that we don't. And then from here, we can go ahead and just basically quickly put those into place, and then just orient them in the down position there. So we can see now that's a different option there for the the different ways of installing surfaces. So that's how we're using that surface creator. And those are the new updates there. So most importantly though, from here we want the new feature. This is what we really want to show you, and this is the export to layout. So once we click there, we can see that we're going to open up a new file, and then we're going to save this file, and then we're going to go ahead and see the different scenes appear in the model here. And we're going to see that those are opening up the layout portion. Again, if you have the license for SketchUp, this is what this is going to be a very handy tool to have and to utilize with the license. So now we see the structure. This is the model in the SketchUp, and then we can see it here in the layout. It's the same structure, so now we can see the information is a template. In this case here, it's 2 pages, so page 1 presentation and page 2. So the bill of material is in page 1, and then the presentation is page 2 with the dimensions. So those are the 2 different ones. You can always add more if you wanted to, if you needed to have more information. This is a very basic template to get you started. From here, we want to go ahead and create the bill of material. We want to generate that bill of material because we're going to be using this information in the template in the layout. Okay, so we want to go ahead and look for that. The particular one we're looking for is the bill of material CSV full. This is the one that we're going to be using to drag and drop into our layout here. So we can look for the bill of material. Let's look for that in the downloads here. So this CSV BOM CSV full, this is the one that we want to go ahead and drag and drop. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do here. Let's drag and drop that in, and now we can see that we have all that information that we can always update by updating, right-clicking and updating the information in the cell there. So very convenient to go ahead and just drag and drop all that information by creating the bill of material, and then from there all that information relates to the model. We can go ahead and now use the label to go ahead and identify even further. So we can go ahead and put information by using the label tool there. So we can go ahead and select the different surfaces in order to identify them, and then we can go ahead and also do that with all of the other models, all the different components. So we can see here the connectors here. We can go ahead and begin to identify the connectors there. We have an HJ1 in order to identify the differences between that one there and perhaps the HJ2 here. So again, it's just a nice way for information to be seen and for everybody to understand the structures very clearly. So the more information you have there, the better off for everybody to be able to understand the project. So with the label tool, you can go ahead and get as detailed as you want. You can also go ahead and look for the edge of the pipes there and be able to go ahead and look for the different dimensions. So we can look for the edge and also incorporate the different lengths of pipes. So again, this is just a great way to be able to identify which pipe goes where. This is a presentation drawing, so we want to have a little bit, we don't want to have too much information. We just want to be able to have enough information to be able to see the project and what it's all about. So in this case here for page 2, we can also begin to add dimensions. So we can now look at the different dimensions here. And we can see here, again, it's a front, top, and right side view. So this is the very basic way of understanding information here in these technical drawings. So with all this here, we can dimension all of that relevant information. If we're looking for the step, if we're looking for the height of the step there, of the footrest, if you're looking for the height of the shelf, and then also looking for the height of where maybe the surface starts. In comparison to, depending on the different thicknesses of surfaces, you want to measure that into in comparison to the length of the height of where the surface starts to where it begins, type of thing. So again, it's just a matter of information relating it to the way you want it to be seen, and then that's kind of the idea with these templates here. It's very simple to do, very easy to go ahead and now begin to even identify, or rather change and personify and a little bit more. So we can do the different model. You can change the name. You can go ahead and input the different dates, the person who drew it, and things like that. So again, it's going to be very personalized. And then that's the idea with the new feature here, export to layout again. So take advantage of it, because this is a very useful tool. And if you have the knowledge and are already making and are familiarized with making structures, and this is really the next step to what you need to be doing. So basically now you're going to be able to really be able to illustrate your structures in a timely fashion, right? It's not going to be something that takes forever. So we can go ahead and create a PDF and print it out, give it to the person who's going to build it, whatever the case. If you need to go pick it, all the information is here. And then it's just another great way to utilize the creator extension to be able to speed up the process from drawing to building to essentially modifying your structure, and then finally having it become a permanent structure. And that's really the way that we're trying to do the way here with the extension. So basically take advantage of it. Again, if you want more, you can always head over to the website. There you can download the extension if you don't have it, or update the new extension. And then again, if you needed more, always look for the web sessions. This is where you're going to find me here. Book a date, and we can take it a little bit further in order to help you out with the surfaces and the new updates. So again, take advantage of it, and I'll see you guys next time.